This is a remarkable process because it is actually the process which allows us to regenerate tissue and maintain our health. This technology has the potential of spearheading some of the greatest advances of health in the world.
The experts tell us the key to fighting aging and cellular damage is through the use of antioxidants. It's the buzzword for health in the new millennium. But in the mad scramble to sell you the latest products, the true antioxidant story has been ignored. Antioxidant may be the most misused word of the decade. Within the past 20 years, a group of scientists, engineers, and doctors have discovered something once thought impossible, something that can benefit every person on the planet. A scientific breakthrough you haven't heard anyone talk about.
Imagine the most perfect machine, capable of powering itself, repairing and protecting itself, and functioning at optimal efficiency until the very second it is no longer needed, and then leaving detailed instructions for building its own replacement. That's the way every cell in your body is designed to work. But we all know our bodies don't always work quite that well. Well, to fully understand how Asea works, we have to take a trip back inside the cell to understand what your cells do and how they do it.
Every cell in your body is like a tiny factory. Chemical compounds from the foods you eat are transported to the cells, where they're converted into fuel, energy, and the building blocks that cells use to repair themselves and make new cells. Thousands of complex chemical reactions go on in the cell every second of every day. When all of these chemical functions are in balance, the cell operates at peak efficiency. But a cell's balance can easily be disrupted by poor dietary choices, environmental pollutants, even a stressful life. When cells are so taxed by the process of putting out fires, they enter a state called oxidative stress, and their ability to function diminishes until they simply don't function at all. Scientists have discovered that two sets of reactive molecules found naturally in cells are critical for immune function. One set fortifies the immune system and facilitates communication within and between cells. The other set of molecules performs the critical functions of protecting the cell and activating antioxidants. Without these reactive molecules, the body's antioxidants would be ineffective, so your cells could gradually be oxidized and destroyed. A cell in the state of oxidative stress is chemically unbalanced and has failed to protect itself from the ravages of oxidation. As you age, your body produces less of these two sets of reactive molecules, and Asea is the first and only science-based product that supplements them. Even though these molecules are created and used in the body in seconds, Asea's scientists have discovered the way to lock in these two critical sets of reactive molecules and make them shelf-stable for more than a year. Until now, there was no way to supplement the body with the reactive molecules necessary to fortify the immune system. With Asea, you can restore the cellular balance that the immune system must have to function at its optimal level.
Millions of dollars in research and testing has gone into the development of Asea. The patented proprietary technology that enables Asea to stabilize its reactive molecules and give them a long shelf life is a true scientific breakthrough.
What I believe is groundbreaking is that we've been able to stabilize and certain mixtures of redox signaling molecules so that they can be effectively stored outside the body.
The beauty of Asea is that it helps support the cell so well that one doesn't have to take as many other supplements. And you just take less supplements and get the same result because the cell's so much more efficient.
I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. I took a degree from the University of Utah, managed some stores for Safeway, and then ended up going to work for General Foods Corporation. I progressed through various jobs, ended up in White Plains, New York as a division sales manager in the beverage division, about $1 billion business.
Virtus is a pretty impressive guy. If you really get to understand his background, he is the top of the top in terms of CEO material for America. He has rubbed shoulders and has been mentors of some of the best CEOs in America.
I was asked to sit on a board of a small company that had been working on a technology for about 15 years. Numerous patents, a lot of research, And they were actually producing a product using salt and water. And when they told me that, they wanted me to go on their board. I said, well, you're going to have to convince me that this is real. How can you produce something from salt and water? And they said, we have a lot of research, extensive research, $10 or $15 million worth of research. The company that owned it was publicly traded, and they merged that company with an energy company, and after a period of time, 6 or 7 months, they started selling off assets.
He let me know that he was on the board of directors and there was this opportunity that was coming up on a product that he thought was wonderful.
But I told him, I said, you know, they have something here that they don't know what it is. And it's a lot more than they think, but they haven't figured it out. And I said, I'm tempted to put a group together. In fact, I think I am going to put a group of investors together, and I'm going to take a run at the company.
Well, that was my opportunity. I pulled out my wallet and pulled out a check out of the wallet, and Virtus, whatever you need, we're going to do this.
And he wrote this check out for a very big amount of money, and he said, there's more behind that, let's go put an offer in. And I said, are you serious?
Now, I didn't know anything about the product or the company, but I knew Virtus, and I was betting on Virtus. I knew that Virtus had done his research. I knew that Virtus was not going to lose.
When we finally determined how Asea worked and what it did, we were confronted with a decision that we had to make. We said, you know, we could potentially make this into a network marketing product. We stabilized the product and we can put it in a bottle. We don't know if that's the right way to take this product.
We were giving the product to people to try, to see if they would take the product. We went through a lot of what we call focus groups to see if people would actually take this regardless if they liked the taste or didn't like the taste, or if it helped them, or how quick it helped them.
After 2.5 months, we decided to go out and do an assessment of the 40 people that we had given the product to. And when we went out to do an inventory, we found out that the 40 people had turned into 135 people. And not only that, the product had gone to 20 different countries. When people found out what it was doing for them, they didn't hesitate to shoot it off to foreign countries, wherever they happen to be, Egypt and South America and Europe, and then come back and say, I just need more product.
And as we gave the product to different people, we found that it really increased their quality of life, people that were seriously challenged. And it just gave us a sense of purpose. You know, we wanted to start a business. We were both fairly well successful financially. We didn't need more money. And we found that we wanted to make a mark. We found something that was much bigger than either Virtus or myself. We feel a real strong obligation that our task is to make this available the best we can worldwide to help people.
My wife questions why I'm doing this. She said, you've retired more than once and it's time for you to join me and let's enjoy the golden years, if you will. But recently my son asked me to come down and join he and his family, and we went to a church gathering, and there was something going on he wanted us to be a part of. And while we were there, a young lady came up and he introduced me to this young lady, and she broke down and started sobbing. And she had a health challenge in her family that was really severe, and she was introduced to Asea, and because of what Asea did, she was just grateful. So I find it hard to talk about, but that's a reason.
The possibility of being able to stabilize redox signaling molecules and use them as bioactive, non-toxic agents inside our body is phenomenal. And it will make a difference, and it will be the future technology that will affect almost all areas of health science and well-being.